Seedance 2.5 was just released on Runway and we're gonna give it a go. Okay, so here's an example of what it looks like. We are going to open up their guide, basically teaching you how to create with Seedance 2.5, and we're gonna put it into Manus. Manus can scrape this whole site and basically form a prompt for it. So let me stop talking and just do it, okay? All right, so let's go to Manus. All right, so we're gonna paste it here and we're just gonna say create a Seedance 2.5 prompt template based on this article. That way we can take exactly what it's recommending for creating a prompt with Seedance 2.5 and just have a template for it. Now, while Manus is generating that, we're going to look at the creation modes for Seedance 2.5. So they have reference mode, which combines images, videos, and audio in a single generation, each input playing a specific role. Now, you were already able to do that. That's just you uploading a video or image and audio and being able to use that inside of the video that is going to generate. There's also keyframe available. I don't remember Seedance 2.0 having this, at least not on Higgsfield. I would personally tell it to use the last frame of a video or the first frame or whatever, but I don't remember it actually having the keyframes available. So let's just take a look at that. Yeah, so when you click keyframe, you can do first video frame or last video frame. Pretty cool. There's also edit, so you can change an existing video from a prompt or a sketch, use when the shot is close but a detail needs to change. And then lastly, extend, continue an existing video forwards or backwards from a prompt. Backwards, that's crazy. I like that. Use when you need more footage on either side of a shot you already have. Edit and extend both take a source video and match its aspect ratio. So neither mode has an aspect ratio control. Edit also matches the length of the input video and has no duration control. Good to know. This says a single generation accepts up to 50 references. That is insane. 30 images, 10 videos up to 30 seconds each, and 10 audio clips. And I believe the audio clips are up to 30 seconds each as well. In keyframe mode, you can also set aside a first and last frame alongside your references. Reference each input directly in your prompt and describe the role it should play. This is something I don't see people talk about or do, but you can mention certain things that you add as a reference. So if you have tons of references, it's not just going to pick and choose based on your prompt. You have to actually reference that inside of the prompt. And I'll show you what I'm talking about when we get there. So here's one of their example videos. It says Broadway jazz with a K-pop routine. Interesting. That looks so good. Like the way that it's able to zoom in on different characters inside of this video and give you different shots and angles, but it also looks realistic. Like their hair is moving, their bodies are moving in sync. That is insane. Love that. And I don't believe that's just the prompt. I don't believe that. It says Broadway jazz with a K-pop routine using this art direction. And this is the art direction. These are the references that they added. If it was able to generate this just from this little bit of prompt, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. And this is her. That's crazy. So they have quite a few examples. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what Manus came up with so we can create our own because it's looking pretty crazy. So it gave us a universal prompt skeleton. We basically can use this for anything. It also gave us different creation mode templates. So this one is a reference mode template, keyframe mode, and then the edit and sketch mode. And then lastly, it's giving us best practice and pro tips. So explicit tagging again, positive and outcome focused language. So avoid negative phrasing, like don't make it blurry, but instead state positive directives. So razor sharp micro contrast, crisp edge definition. Now you may not have the language for that sometimes. So it doesn't hurt to ask AI to give you that language. There's also lighting integration. When adding elements or swapping backgrounds, explicitly define the light source direction. And lastly, non-IP safeguards. So always include non-IP generic design when generating creatures, vehicles, or branded props to ensure reliable generation output. So now that we have the prompt, we can tell it to use the universal prompt to create a video about, and what type of video do we want to create? About a dog who sneaks to watch TV and eat popcorn out of a glass bowl in the living room after his owner leaves the house. So instead of us creating the prompt, it now has a base prompt and it's going to take that prompt and fill in our information. All right. So here is the prompt. We're going to go back to Runway. We're going to paste our prompt. Now, as you can see, it just says @dog, but we don't have a reference yet. So we're going to use 2 character reference sheets that I already made, one of my dog Charlie and then one of myself. So the prompts for these were made with a skill inside of Claude. And then I took those prompts and put them into a nano banana generator and it came back with these. And this is what they look like close up. Now that one could definitely be generated better. Actually, that one wasn't generated with Nano Banana. It was generated with, I believe, Google. This one was generated with Nano Banana. We're going to use what we have right now. We're going to go in and fill in the references. So we're going to change this to image 1. So now it's referencing the dog. And we don't have a location yet, so we need to create that. It has sound effects that are included. Now, again, it is able to add audio. So if we want like background music, we can just add it as a reference as well. So we can add something that I already have here. We're going to click upload and we're just going to add light background music and reference it. Now, Seedance 2.5 only goes up to 720p at the moment and then 480p for a lesser quality. No 1080p available, no 4K available. It has all the different aspect ratios to choose from. And then of course you can choose the duration of the actual video. Now, before I forget, let me go ahead and add a location. All right. So now we have our location from Higgsfield. We've uploaded it. Now we need to reference it and then we'll generate the video. And this is 150 credits per video for 5 seconds. Let's go ahead and increase that a little bit. Okay. 300 credits for 10 seconds of video. Okay. So this is what it generated. Looks pretty good, but it didn't turn the TV on. So we need to make a second video and put in that prompt that we want the TV to turn on so he can watch cartoons. So the way that I'm going to have Manus structure this prompt is to have the dog bark, and it's going to be like voice activated Alexa type Siri thing. And it's going to come on and say, turning on cartoons for Charlie. And then the TV cuts on and then he starts watching TV. Now, the way we're going to do this, we're going to test out the keyframe for this specific video because we want to use the last frame of this as the first frame of the next video. So that way it can be continuous. So we're going to go to keyframe and we're going to upload. Okay. So video is not supported as input in the keyframe part of the tool. What we can do is add the video as a reference here. And we'll see if it works like that. It should. So we're going to go ahead and add our dog again, reference for Charlie. TV, reference for the large flat screen TV in a well-lit modern living room. Now, we don't really need the reference for that. We could make a prop image of the TV, but I don't think we need to go that far. I think the location image is good enough because it has the TV in the image. It added to use non-IP generic dog cartoons, SFX and automated voice only. We'll leave this one without the background music so it can kind of be like it turned off the music when he barked and the automated voice turned on. So shot 1 is a medium shot of Charlie the dog sitting on the sofa next to a glass bowl of popcorn. Charlie looks toward a smart speaker on the side table and lets out we can just put he looks to the right because there's no smart speaker and we don't need to add all of that, and lets out a single sharp intentional bark. So we'll put then a smart speaker says turning on cartoons for Charlie. So again, this is kind of like using Alexa or Siri. No, not you. So it says the TV screen in the background snaps from black to a bright, saturated Saturday morning cartoon featuring playful animated dogs in a park. Charlie immediately turns his head back to the screen, wagging his tail once, and dips his head back into the glass bowl to resume crunching on a piece of popcorn while watching TV. Again, you want to be as specific as you can because it may do all of that and then he just continues to eat the popcorn without watching the television. You don't want to leave any space for AI to mess up, especially when one video is 500 or 300 credits. So sound effects, a single resonant dog bark, the distant chime of a smart assistant waking up, a calm female automated voice saying turning on doggy cartoons for Charlie, the electronic pop of a TV powering on, followed by upbeat cartoon music and the crisp sound of popcorn being chewed. Perfect. Start with last frame of, and we'll reference video 1. All right, so we should be good. We have everything referenced. We don't need this audio. And let's check 750 credits. I don't know why I went up to 750. Probably because the references that we added. It might be because it has to actually check the video too. So I'm going to show you a way that we can decrease the credits without using the video. So we are going to actually download this and we're going to go into CapCut. All right, so we're going to open up CapCut and then we're going to upload the video that we just downloaded from Runaway. Okay, so we're going to add it to the track. So we're going to go to the very end of that track and then we're going to click this little hamburger here, click export still frame, and we're going to export. And we're going to take this image back into Runway. So we're using the still image instead of the video, and it should be less credits used for the generation of the video. So we're going to upload that frame that we just took from CapCut here. So let's click it. And we don't need the last video frame because it'll be generated when the video generates. Now, it's back down to 300 credits. So take that as a lesson. It costs more to use a video as a reference versus just using images. Now, the only thing I don't like about using images as a reference when you want it to be the starting frame of the next video, sometimes the image gets darker, but we may be able to fix it by the end by upscaling the video to 4K, but we'll see when we get there. So we're going to go ahead and generate this and we'll see what happens. All right, moment of truth. This is the second video.
Turning on doggy cartoons for Charley.
So it did it, but as you notice, it added an IP in there. That cartoon looked very familiar and it took a little bit for the automated voice to kick in, but it worked. So now what we're going to do is take this video and our original video and upscale them, and then we're going to put them together inside of CapCut. But overall, not bad. Like, it looks realistic. He's moving realistically. His ears are moving.
Turning on doggy cartoons for Charley.
Tail wagging, like, looks good. All right, so I'm going to hit the upscale. And I'm going to go back and upscale this one as well. Then we're going to download them and then take them over to CapCut. But let me know in the comments, what do you think about Seedance? This is still fairly new and I know it can do a lot more than this. Like, this is just the very beginning. Let me know in the comments what you have used Seedance 2.5 for. While those are upscaling, I'm going to show you another video that I generated with Seedance. Very Issa Rae coded, but again, looks very realistic. I like how this one is more of like a mild mute color palette, and it's very well lit too. But you can see all of the details of her like cracking the egg. All her fingers are there with no extra ones. And even like the comedic relief part of it, like when she drops the cake and the music cuts, love that. We are going to let it play and see where we need to cut it so that it's one cohesive long video. So this is what it looks like right now with just the one. My CapCut is lagging so bad when it keeps stopping and going. Like, I'm so irritated, but we're not gonna let that, you know, annoy me. We're gonna finish this video. So I'm gonna show you the final version of the video. If you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comments, and we'll be back with more AI and digital product creations. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye.
Turning on doggy cartoons for Charley.